Okay. Okay, so here we have a blank spreadsheet. So you have now done your questionnaire. You have 20 people who filled it out, and you are ready to come to this spot and you're ready to collect everything here in Excel. Now, the first part says make your spreadsheet visually appealing. Okay, that is quite important. So if you're doing a spreadsheet for the library, why not use some books as pictures there? Why not use colors that represent libraries? Something a warm color, something like that. For the hospital one, I would recommend using red and white, for example. So nothing is preventing you from, I'm just going to call it, well, I was saying clinic, right? Clinic survey results. You, am I recording? Yes. You don't have to do it this way. It's just an example. Okay. Give yourself a nice font over here. I'm just going to, you guys, I'm not going to make it look very pretty. I just quickly want to show you guys how to do it. Okay. So you guys are going to have questionnaires 1 to 20. Okay, so you're going to start here, questionnaire or survey. I'm going to just call it survey, otherwise it's going to do 1. Survey 1, survey 2. And I don't know if you guys did this in Excel, but you can create yourself a list if you have 2 entries there. So I want this to go to 20. So now I will just drag down until I get to 20. So you don't have to type everything out. Okay. So here I have all the surveys that was completed, and now you will create question 1. Okay, let's say for example you had question 1. Let's say you also had 5 questions. I would recommend 5, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I have 5 questions over here. You can make your spreadsheet look nice. You can make it look professional, things like that. Obviously, don't want to spend too much time on cosmetic changes to this. So now you go through your first questionnaire. So you take your questionnaire and you look at it and you say, okay, the first guy answered question 1 with a 5. Okay. Question 2 with a 5. 3 with a 3, 4, and 3. Something like that. Okay. Now you're done. Put it down. Okay. You can also have small questionnaires because you only have small questions, and so you can actually have also like slips if you want to save paper. Print 5 on a page, and then you'll only have a short one or a small one to cut out or to fill out or whatever. And so you will compile all of this. So up until this point, you haven't done any calculations. You have just captured your data. If someone completed a questionnaire and he circled 2 things in the same row, you must discard that survey. You can't use a survey like that. Then you will just use 1 less. So then you will have 19. Don't use surveys that are scratched out, or if someone chose 2 things in the same question. Okay. So now you will just compile everything. Okay. I'm not going to answer 20 things here now because I think that will take forever. So you take your questionnaires and you enter all the values that you got, all the answers. Okay. Now, here at the bottom, just below, and it has to be below each question because you're going to count that, right? So here you will say count if 5. Count if, I think that was supposed to be capital. Just make it look nice. Okay, 4. Count if 3. Count if 2. 1. Okay. I don't have a 0 there, okay, unless it's a terrible service or whatever. And then, of course, you enter your value, equal sign, count if. There we go. Then you select your range. In other words, this all should contain values, right? Remember? And then what should you count? All the 5s. So here where it says criteria, you will count the 5s. Okay. Obviously, we have only 1 because of that. And so you will use the same all throughout. So you will count if5, count if5, count if5, count if5. Then this whole one, count if4. This whole one, count if3. So if someone answered question 2, so here we do the same. You say equal sign, count if. Once again, you select your range, colon or semicolon. Now we will count 4. And there is no 4 because that is a 5. Oh, no, we're supposed to count 5 still. 5. This whole line is just counting the 5s. This one is counting the 4s. This one is counting the 1s. Okay. I'm just going to quickly create something here. 3, 4, 2. I'm just going to enter one line. 1, 3, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 2, 2, 2. Just something there. Okay. So here we counted now 5 5s in this whole line. Okay. So now we're just gonna do this one for you. Now I'm gonna count the formulas and I'm gonna count everything that is a 4. Okay. Semicolon, count 4. Okay, how many 4s? There are 4 4s. Now I'm counting 3. Again, you select. Every time you select the whole range, same one. The only thing that changes is the criteria. Same one. Count if. And this time we're counting a 2. Last one. And here we are just counting the 1. Okay. So here you now have your first chart. Because all of this is still question 1. And if you like, you can change the color of the same question to the same color. Something like that. Okay. Let's just make all of this a nice little block. Let's say I do this. Look, you don't have to do what I'm doing. I'm just going to make it easier to read. Okay, I'm just going to separate all of these things like this so that you don't accidentally select these things as well. I'm just going to divide that like this. So here I have my count if formulas. Here I have my regular data that I just captured. Okay, so all of this captured data can now be used and calculated here. Okay, so here is the count if 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and you do the exact same here. You count 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 for question 2. So again, you can change the color of this one to a different color just to make it easier to read or understand. You guys can do whatever you like. You can change each question. You can make it bold. You can make it anything you like. So I'm not going to do all of them. I just want to show you. Okay. So we have 5 questions. I've color coded my questions now. Here I have my results. And they want us to put all of this in a chart. Okay. So we are just going to create a column chart. So here we say, your count if is going to appear on your chart, obviously. So if you want count if not to appear on your chart, yeah. So if I say, yeah, so if I say count if, it's going to be that, let's say, you can choose what to say there. I'm going to change one of them. Let's see how it looks. Answer, I don't know what to say. Answer 5. It's not going to be, I want to say count if, but at the same time, okay, I'm just going to say count. Okay, you will see now. Okay, so I'm going to create now my little chart. So here we go. I'm selecting the data like that. Then I'm going to say insert a column chart. Just going to create a regular one. Now here you can see what I meant. Okay, count. Okay, it counted 5. Now you must remember to change this title because this is question 1. So here you will just write question 1. Okay, and this they answered. So you can say count, or you can just say count if 4, count if 3. It's up to you. I will leave it to you. Maybe you can come up with a better column, a row title, better than this, maybe. So I will leave it to you. And then what you could still also do is you could even change the color of your bars to the same color as your question. Okay, that is just a suggestion. So here we now have question 1's little graph, and if you usually we try to make everything fit on one page. So resize your chart a little bit like this so that you will still be able to fit in question 2, 3, 4, and 5. And then you can even put a little border around them just to make it look a little bit better. Okay, something like that. Okay. So here we just have now a little chart for question 1. And why do we use charts? It's so that we can just look at the chart and see which one was answered, which response is the most used, and then we will see, oh, it was number 3. Okay, so very important that you name it question 1. Now, if we do question 2, you can say question 2 for a title, and you can use this kind of blue to make it stand out a little bit. Okay, now I'm not gonna jump back to the question paper now, but I'm gonna read that afterwards. At the very end, it says, now you must write your conclusions. Okay, so if you put a chart here and here and here and here and here, you will probably have a little bit of space here for conclusions, or you can write your conclusion at the bottom. So you will just say conclusion. Okay. Now you will write for each question. Question 1. Okay. And next to question 1, we can say, okay, let's say, for example, what was my key? Average. Okay. Most people felt that the service at the clinic was average. And that's it. Now you will do the same for question 2. Okay, most people blah blah blah, and this will obviously be according to the question, right? So if your question for question 1 was rate the service, then it was average. Maybe for question 2 the question was, were they very helpful? And then if they say, if most people answered 5, of course they felt that they were very helpful. Okay. So you will take each question, you will look at each chart, and you will just write a short conclusion. But don't end there. When you are done with analyzing your data, you are done with your charts, you are done with everything else, just make sure that you just tweak your page layout a little bit. So you go to orientation and you change orientation to landscape. As you can see right now, it is not cutting, but it will cut eventually. So you just go and do one more thing. You go to margins, custom margins, and here in page you just say fit to one page. And if I preview my sheet now, you will see it will fit it to one page. Even if I add more charts, it will fit it to one page because it will just make everything smaller, but everything will fit onto one page. And then this is what you submit to me. But you must submit it in Excel so that I can check your formulas. I check formulas like this. I use the formula viewer and I can see if you use the formulas or not. Okay. Do you guys have any questions with regards to this assignment? Please ask me now. I'm going to just stop my recording so that